Welcome to the deep dive.
Okay, let's get started. We're digging into these horse and chariot sources you shared, and what really jumps out is this super clear map they offer for our inner lives. Today's deep dive is all about Christian teachings on virtues and vices. Our mission to quickly get the essence of these two paths and, their real impact.
Yeah, it's fascinating how the material lays out what it calls two roads, two ways, two paths of life. It really stresses that this isn't just theory. It's about distinct choices that actually shape who you are, pulling you down or lifting you up.
That's a powerful way to frame it. So looking at these sources, where do they start? Do they focus on the negative first, the dangers?
They do, yeah. They kick off by pinpointing the 7 chief vices. Think of them less as isolated acts and more as deep patterns. Distortions, really. Pride, for instance, isn't just being a bit arrogant. It's that fundamental insistence on your own will over God's. Then you've got envy, sorrow over someone else's good, anger that twist into unjust wrath, sloth, which is interesting. It's not just physical laziness, but a kind of spiritual apathy, a refusal to grow. And then the more commonly known ones, greed, that immoderate desire for stuff, gluttony, overconsumption, and lust. Immoderate sexual desire.
Wow. So these aren't just slip-ups. They're more fundamental problems. What do the sources say happens when they really take hold?
Oh, the descriptions are pretty vivid. These vices, they disfigure the soul, kind of twist it inward on itself. Imagine a warped mirror can't reflect truth properly. They say vices veil the light of truth, cloud the will, and pull the passions into rebellion. Basically, if you're ruled by vice, you just can't walk the narrow path. Burdens of sin, as they put it, drag you away from life towards destruction. It's a loss of inner freedom, fundamentally.
That's stark. But surely it's not all warnings. What's the other side of the coin, the path out?
Exactly. That's where the 7 chief virtues come in as the direct contrast. The positive path. You start with faith, believing in, and, importantly, surrendering to God. Hope that trust in eternal life, even when things look bleak, and charity, loving God above all, which then spills over into loving others and yourself rightly. Then the cardinal ones. Prudence, knowing the right thing to do. Justice, actually doing the right thing. Fortitude, having the courage to endure hardship. And temperance, finding that balance, moderating desires.
Okay, so if vices disfigure the soul, what do virtues do? How do they shape us?
They bring order to the soul. That's the key phrase. Think of inner chaos versus harmony. These texts suggest virtues aren't just good actions, but principles that align everything: thoughts, feelings, actions. Purposeful harmony. They're described almost like sails, lifting the sails of the spirit, so grace that divine help can propel you. They illuminate the intellect, strengthen the will, and rightly direct the passions. The end goal. Uniting the whole of your being with the will of God. It's about becoming whole and free again.
The difference is just huge, isn't it? Vice enslaves, virtue liberates. That sums it up. Vice veers off course, virtue walks the narrow path. One darkens, the other brings light. It's about your whole state of being.
And it taps into something really deep in us. The sources mention Psalm 42. As a deer longs for flowing streams, so my soul longs for you, O God. That longing, they explain, isn't ultimately for worldly things, money, pleasure, status. It's a thirst for what only God can give. Real peace, real purpose.
Right, so pursuing virtue isn't just being good. It's presented more like quenching that fundamental thirst, drinking from wisdom's waters, becoming whole, finding what actually satisfies.
So the journey starts, maybe not just by aiming for good, but by actively seeing and rejecting the bad patterns first, turning away from vice, then growing in virtue with grace. It's a 2-part move.
So pulling it together, this virtuous life, it's not just presented as a nice idea. These sources frame it as the path to holiness. It's the life God wills for you, and ultimately, the life that fulfills, which really leaves you, the listener, with a core question these sources pose, doesn't it? Which will you pursue? It's a call to reflect on that choice and what it really means for your own fulfillment.